Hi friends. Hi friends, we'll wait for some others to come. Actually, yesterday I have stopped in between. So I want to continue with the topic about Gandhiji. Actually, I want to read yesterday's topic once again and then continue with the new topic, Gandhiji. I think it will be fine for you. So actually, I have discussed about list of freedom movements. So what has taken place? So I want to continue. I want to just remind you all that topic and then start with the new topic. So the list of Indian freedom movement during 1857 to 1947. It's around 90 years. So I'll be reading this once for you. During 1857, revolt of 1857 is Siponi mutiny began in Meerut, spread to Delhi, Agra, Kanpur, and Lucknow. So, revolt of 1857. Next one, during 1885, Indian National Congress was formed. During 1905, partition of Bengal by Lord Curzon. Next one, during 1907, split of Congress. This radical was led by Tilak and the moderates led by Gokhale and Dadabhai Noorji. During 1906, what has happened? Formation of Muslim League has taken place. It was on December 30th. And during 1911, India's capital shifted from Kolkata to Delhi. Next, during 1912, Delhi Lahore conspiracy has taken place and assassination of victory of India. Next, during 1913, Ghadar party was formed overseas to fight for independence. Ghadar party is formed to fight for independence. Next, during 1914 to 1917, Hindu-German conspiracy conspiracy. Hindu-German conspiracy has taken place. During 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa to Asia. South Africa to India, sorry. During 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa to India. During 1916 to 1918, Muhammad Ali Jinnah joined Indian Congress. Local strugglers lo- what's this? Local struggles occurred in the form of peasant movements in Kheda, Gujarat, and workers' movement in Ahmedabad. Next, during 1919, Revo- Rowlatt Satyagraha has taken place between March and April. This is a significant movement under Gandhiji's leadership. Jallianwala Bagh massacre on 13th April. Next, Roland Satyagraha. Gandhiji called for a countrywide campaign against the Rowlatt Act. During 1919 to 1924, the Caliphate movement has taken place. The movement of Indian Muslims, led by Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. During 1920 to 1922, non-cooperation movement has taken place. Gandhiji contemplated this non-violent movement against oppressive British rule in India. During 1922, Chauri Chora, Dholakpur district. Chauri Chora is in Dholakpur district. Mahatma Gandhi called off non-cooperation. During 1925, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh was formed. RSS was formed in 1925. Next, during 1927, Simon Commission. The British government appointed a commission to formulate further constitutional reforms for India under Sir John Simon. Next, during December 1928, Bhagat Singh killed a senior police officer in Lahore. Next, during 1929, Declaration of Puma Swaraj, Purna Swaraj, Declaration of Purna Swaraj in Lahore section during 1929. That was in 1929. Next, during March to April 1930, beginning of civil disobedience movement with Gandhiji's salt march to the sea at Dundee to oppose British access, British taxes of salt. This Dundee March has taken place in 1930. During November 1930, the first round table conference was held in London. Next, during December 1931, second round table conference was held. In the same year, on 5th March 1931, the Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. During 1932, Pune Pact between Gandhi and Ahmedabad. Government of India Act was passed in 1935. All Congress ministers resigned in the year 1939. Quit India movement. Gandhiji launched his third major movement against British rule. It was in the year 1942. Cripps mission was attempted by British government headed by Sir Stafford Cripps in the year 1942. The Great Bengal Famine was witnessed, which hit the Bengal province of pre-partition India, causing the death of millions of people of starvation, malnutrition and disease was in the year 1943. India gained its freedom from British rule in August 1947. So these are the India's freedom struggle during the British rule. So if anybody is there online, can send me a message. Hi. Next, I am going to start with the topic about Gandhiji. So Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was his full name. He was born in 1869 and has expired in 1948. So during this lifespan, what has happened, we are going to discuss. So the major events in the life of revolutionary leader. Revolutionary leader is Gandhi. So during 1869, on 1869, on October 2nd in 1869, in a small principality of Porbandar, Gujarat, northwest of India, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi ji was born, and he was the third son to a Hindu family, wealthy Hindu family. His father's name is Karamchand Gandhi. Karamchand Gandhi ji was a high-ranking official of the regional government. So his father was a high-rank official of the regional government. So India has been a British crown colony for over a decade when Gandhiji was born. In 1857, following a series of well publicized and bloody rebellions by Indian troops serving the British East India Company, the Crown stepped into to assume direct control of most of the subcontinents. The company became increasingly active in Indian international trade and politics. Since its character as a joint stock trading company in 1600, by the 19th century, the company had become the de facto government of much of India, exercising direct or indirect control over nearly all nearly all of the country. The rebellion of 1857 highlighted the most exploitative aspect of the company rule, catalyzing a movement by British reformers to shift control of India from private company rule to direct rule by the British government. So during this period, lot of changes have occurred. So once again, I will read it to you fast. India has become a British crown colony. During this period of time, 1869, India has become a British crown colony for over a decade when Gandhiji was born. In 1857, following a series of well public, publicized and bloody rebellions by Indian troops serving the British East India Company, the Crown stepped into, assumed directly control of most of the subcontinents. The company became increasingly active in Indian international trade. So British East India Company has come into India. Uh, Became increasingly active in India international trade and politic, politics since its character as a joint stock trading company in 1600. So during 1600, they have started this British East India Company. By the 19th century, the company had become the de facto company of much of India, exercising direct or indirect control over nearly all of the country. The rebellion of 1857 highlighted the most exploitative aspects of the company rules, catalyzing a movement by British reformers to shift control of India from private company rule to direct rule by the British government. So, okay, that is over. Now, in 1888, against the wishes of his family, means against the wishes of Gandhi's family, Gandhiji sailed from England to study law. So, Gandhiji has studied law. So, that time there were no trains, proper trains and all. So, he went by a ship. Gandhiji sailed from England to study law. sailed for England to study law. In London, he was exposed to new ideas and many elements of British society and culture. So he has gone there, and there he had learned many new ideas and many elements of British society and culture. He took dancing and violin lessons, read new religious work, and participated in British vegetarian groups. So he went to London and he has took part in dancing, violin lessons, read read new religious works, and participated in British vegetarian groups. Okay, so this all took place in 1888. Next, during 1891, Gandhiji became officially licensed to practice law. So he has completed his education. It, so within these 2 years, Gandhiji became officially licensed to practice law in court. Very wary of life in London, and having accomplished his goal of becoming a lawyer, he returned to India. After he finished his education, he has got his certificate. So with that certificate, he has returned back to India in the year 1891. So he has practiced his law from 1888 to 91. So 91 he has returned back. So during 1893, what has happened? Gandhiji traveled to South Africa to take a position as a legal consultant for an Indian trading and shipping company. So from there he has traveled to during 1893. So after 2 years, after he returned to India, after 2 years, he has traveled to South Africa for what? To take a position as a legal consultant for an Indian trading and shipping company. So as he is a lawyer, he has gone to South Africa. Gandhiji's time in South Africa was crucial to his political evolution. So that time was very precious for him to learn his political evolution in South Africa. The inequality and discrimination of South Africa's colonial society were shocking to him. So he was observing everything. So the inequality and discrimination in South Africa colonial society were shocking to him. So sharpening his political awareness and spurring his commitment to anti-colonial politics. So he have learned, so he has sharpened his mind in learning his political awareness and spurring his commitment to anti-colonial politics. Okay. When Gandhiji arrived in 1893, South Africa, South Africa consists of two British colonies. What are they? Cape and Natal, and two Dutch colonies. Transvaal and the Orange Free Statue. Means, wait. South Africa consists of two British colonies. One is Cape and Natal, and two Dutch colonies, Transvaal and the Orange Free State. The Indian population was small in South Africa. So the Indian population means the Indians were less in number in South Africa. It was about 3% of the total population of the country. Only just 3%. Total the 100%, only 3% of the people lived in South Africa at that time, and consist of mostly indentured laborers and free traders. So over there, the Indians were free traders and indentured laborers. So Indians enjoyed few rights in South Africa. So each country will be having their own rights. So some of the Indians, only few Indians in South Africa have enjoyed the rules, few rights in South Africa. And although many of them were British subjects with voting rights, means as we get means we'll get the voting section. As we stay here for 5 years, we'll be getting the right to vote. Same like that, some of the Indians have got the right to vote. Many of them were British subjects with voting rights. Indians were still victim to prejudge and prejudice. Discrimination was partially harsh in two Dutch colonies, means differentiation. So there'll be means South Africans will be treated in one way and the Indians will be treated in another way. So discrimination was particularly harsh in the two Dutch colonies. In these Dutch colonies, discrimination was too much. Their Indians were prohibited from owning properties in most areas. Means they can't buy any lands or anything. Some of the Indians were prohibited for owning properties in most area. Forbid to vote in local elections. So they are not eligible to vote also, and subject to a curfew that made it a crime to walk the streets at night. Means they can't walk in the night also in the streets. So the Indians were treated like that in South Africa during the year 1893. Next, Gandhiji's life in 1894. So Gandhiji worked with other Indian activists in South Africa. So Gandhiji is still in South Africa. He has worked with some of the Indians right activists in South Africa to create the Natal Indian Congress, an organization committee to give Indians a collective voice in South Africa politics. Means he has means he has one what's that he, so he has developed one party. Here we have like BJP party, Communist party, like that. Same like that, he has also started a party, that is Natal Indian Congress, so that all the Indians, means like an association. So he has organized an association, that is Natal Indian Congress, an organization committed to give India a collective voice in the South African politics. So any of the Indians are there, they can go to this society and they can give their doubts or whatever, anything they have, they can go there and complain. Okay, so he has started that in South Africa in the year 1894. And during 1899, in Gandhiji's life, Gandhiji ambulance corps, organized an Indian ambulance corporation at the beginning of the Boer War, Boer War, 1899 to 1902, to provide relief to injured British soldiers. So, in South Africa, he has organized an Indian ambulance corps that is for all the injured British soldiers. So, some of the British soldiers will be there. So, he has organized this for them. Although Gandhi did not support the war on principle, he created the ambulance corps to send a message to the British that Indians were capable and responsible individuals who deserved the same rights as the British subjects. So he has started this one just to show that Indians are same like the British people. So because in South Africa there is differentiation between Indians and the South Africans. That's why to take out that remark, he has started this Indian Ambulance Corps. This is for the British soldiers who are injured. Okay, and this was created just to send a message to the British, just to send a message to the British that the Indians were capable and responsible individuals. Means the Indians are responsible to do any work and they deserve the same rights as them. Okay. So during 1904, Gandhiji established the Phoenix settlement. So Gandhiji established the Phoenix settlements where his followers and friends, both Indian and Europeans, experienced with living in community. This included a life devoted to vegetarianism, fasting, and alternative farming technique. It was from it was from it was from here that Gandhiji founded editing and published the journal Indian Opinion, that served a venue for Indians to express the ideas about the social and legal inequalities in South Africa. So, in 1904, he has established a phonics settlement between the British and the Indians, means the South Africans and the Indians. Gandhiji established the phonics settlements where his followers and friends, means he will be having his friends over there, both Indian and Europeans. His friends. He has gone to South Africa, so there he will be having most of his friends. So he has collected the Indians and the Europeans, experimental with living and community. This included a life devoted to vegetarians, fasting, and alternate farming techniques. So he has discussed all these topics there. It was from it was from here that Gandhiji founded. So he has learned editing and published the journal Indian Opinions. So I think he has wrote a book, Journal Indian Opinion, that served as a venue for Indians to express their ideas. Means some of the Indians want to express their ideas. So he has conducted this He has conducted this, expressed ideas about the social and legal inequalities in South Africa. Next, during 1906, Gandhiji organized his first Satyagraha campaign of peace, non-cooperation to protect the Transvaal Asiatic Amendment Act. So, Transvaal as Asiatic Amendment Act was taken place in 1906 by Gandhiji. The first Satyagraha campaign. It was the first Satyagraha campaign. A law that required the registration and fingerprinting of all Indian living in the Transvaal until 1911, when this act known when this act known as the Black Act. This act was known as Black Act. Black Act was repealed. Gandhiji continued to protect his uh, legislation, organizing resistance through the Transvaal. So he has continued doing this Satyagraha in 1906. It was known as Black Act. So during 1914, in Gandhiji's life, in 1914, Gandhiji decided to return to India. Once there, he continued to hone and refine the strategies of protect and resistance he has developed in South Africa. So as he came to India, he started whatever he have learned in South Africa, he want to implement in India. So once there, he continued to hone and refine the strategies of protect and resistance he had developed in South Africa. So during 1915, after a year, by the time Gandhiji sailed into Bombay, news of his news of his fight for Indian equality in South Africa has spread throughout India. So in South Africa, the Indians are struggling. So as he came to within this 1 year, all the people have come to know about what is happening in South Africa. It has spread throughout India, and he was welcomed home as a hero. So what all he has done does in South Africa, he has conducted satyagraha, and he has means he has conducted phonic settlements. All this, whatever he has done, he came to know all throughout the world. So all the people have welcomed him as an hero, wanting to familiarize himself with the problems in Indian society. Gandhiji spent most of the next year traveling through the country by train. So he has traveled all over through train. The poverty, famine, and government corruption that Gandhiji saw on his travel convinced him of the need for the social and moral reforms. So as he's going from one state to another state, he has seen poverty, famine, and government corruption that Gandhiji saw on his travels. So he has moved from one place to another. He has seen all this corruption that has taken place. Gandhiji established the Satyagraha Ashramam at Kochram. So he has established an ashram, Satyagraha Ashramam at Kochram, that is in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So Gujarat was his birthplace. He has established this Satyagraha Ashramam province from northwest India. The ashramam was spiritually retreat for his followers. So retreats for his followers, similar to phonic farm in South Africa. It is just like South Africa means there all the people have come and have given the ideas and the views what is happening. So like that same like an association he has started in Gujarat also. This is also just like the phonic farm in South Africa. Shocking the Hindu community, Gandhiji invited a family of untouchables to live on his farm. Means some of them will be avoided. Some of the families, some of the people will be avoided. So Gandhiji has taken them closer, invited those families of untouchables to live on his farm. Opposed to what he was Hindu practice, Gandhi campaigned for the rights of the untouchables for the rest of his life. So he has taken a pledge to take care of the untouchables for the rest of his life. In 1919, Gandhiji relocated the ashram to a site near the Sabarmati River. So he has started this Satyagraha ashram at Kochram. Now he has shifted that ashram in 1917. So after 2 years, he has shifted his ashram to Sabarmati River, near Sabarmati River in Ahmedabad. So this is also in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Just a second, just a second. Hello? Ah, ఒక్క నిమిషం ఆగు. ఒక్క నిమిషం. మరి కీస్ ఓకే. Sorry, friends. Actually, I went searching for one paper. I couldn't find that at last. So, okay. So, I think we are. What are we discussing now? Okay. Gandhiji has relocated the ashramam near Sabarmati River and renamed the ashramam as Sabarmati Ashramam. So first the name of the ashramam was Satyagraha Ashramam. Now he named it as Sabarmati Ashramam. Okay. So during 1919, in Gandhiji's life, Gandhiji helped to organize national-wide protest against the Rowlatt Act. I think I have mentioned the this Rowlatt Act in the Indian freedom struggle. So in 1919, just hello, లేదు ఆ పేపరే కనిపించట బ్లాంక్ పేపర్లు ఉన్నాయి కానీ అసలు ఆ హ్యాండ్ బ్యాగే ఎక్కడుందో కనిపించట ఎక్కడుందో కనిపించే హ్యాండ్ బ్యాగ్ చూస్తానాగు చూస్తానాగు ఎతికేం పేపర్ దొరకండి ఆ హ్యాండ్ బ్యాగ్ ఎక్కడుందో బట్టలు ఆ బట్టల దగ్గర నువ్వు డబ్బులు పెట్టావు కదా అక్కడికి పెట్టుకోవాలి లోపల. Okay, during 1919, Gandhiji helped to organize national-wide protest against the Revolt Act. The legislation, the legislation aimed at suppressing Indian nationalism and activism through the suspension of Indian civil liberties, especially the right to public organization and protect that same year in the same year in an attempt to maintain public order, heavily armed British troops killed more than 350 unarmed Indians who had gathered for a Sikh religious celebration. So some of them has participated for this Sikh religious celebration. So they had a like a war. The same year, in attempting to maintain public order, heavily armed British troops killed more than 300. So the British troop has killed the Indians. Around 350 soldiers has been killed by these Britishers while there was a gathering for Sikh religious celebration. Many of them women and children. Many of them were women and children. So many of the people, not only the soldiers, so unarmed, not the armed, the unarmed means the people have been killed. The women and children were killed. The event which took part just outside the city of Amritsar, Punjab. So the Sikhs, Amritsar, it this has happened outside the place of Amritsar in Punjab. Quickly came to know as Jallianwala Bagh. So after this incident has taken place, they named this place as Jallianwala Bagh Massacre or the Amritsar Massacre. They have named this place where the Sikhs have been killed. They named this place as Jallianwala Bagh Massacre. Gandhiji responded to the killing killing with a publicized 3-day fast and began to accelerate his program of resistance to colonial rule. Okay, so massive boycott of India of British goods and taxes to protect Western materialism and the British economic exploitation of India. Gandhiji promoted locally produced goods over those imported from the British. So trading has been taken place from British to India to sea. So Gandhiji has started stopping means he has boycotted means he has stopped the British goods which are coming through India, which are coming to India. He has stopped all that and has promoted the Indian goods. Okay. So this has taken place in 1920. So he boycotted the British goods and taxes to protect Western materialism and the British economic exploitation of India. Next, during 1922, British authorities arrested British authorities arrested and tried Gandhiji for Seditism Act. In this trial, known as the Great Trial, Gandhiji pleaded guilty to the charges, but after that he had broken the law only to protect the gross inequalities in Indian society. So he was arrested. So the British government has arrested Gandhiji because he has done all this. He has boycotted the British goods, so they have arrested him. And Gandhiji has said that he has done all this just to protect the gross inequality of the Indian society. He was sentenced to 6 years in jail. So he was sent to jail for 6 years, but was released after 2 years. For 6 years, he has been sent to jail, but after 2 years, he has released. When he had to undergo an expendic- expendictomy, fearing the public response, should Gandhiji be returned to jail after his illness? Means Gandhiji has fallen to illness when he was arrested. So, fearing the public response, should Gandhiji be returned to jail after his illness? British authorities released him from custody. Britishers has released him. So, in 1928, during 1928, Gandhiji organized a tax strike in the city of Badoli, Gujarat province. So, this comes under Gujarat, Badoli. Gandhiji organized a tax strike in the city to protest the creation of constitutional reform committee that did not include a single Indian member. So this is only for the British, I think so, and none of the Indians were participated in this. While he had originally urged for reform within the British system rather than revolution, it was around this time that Gandhiji began to assert the need for complete Indian independence. So this was the time in 1928. This was the time he was fighting for Indian independence. So he wanted a separate Indian government, Indian independence. So he has started organized a tax strike in 1928. Next, during 1930, after 2 years, it protect of Salt Act 1882. We have learnt in the I have said y'all in the freedom struggles. This date has been mentioned. Salt Act 1882. In protect of the Salt Act 1882, which forbade Indians from making their own salt. So, making their own salt, Gandhiji led a 200-mile march for his ashram in Ahmedabad. So he had went walking through 200 miles, march from his ashram in Ahmedabad to the coastal town of Dundee, uh, also in Gujarat. When he arrived Dundee, Gandhiji knelt down and hello లేదు దొరకలే ఆ బ్యాగే కనిపించట్టే నాకు బ్లాక్ బ్యాగ్ అంటే పెద్ద బ్యాగా నువ్వు నువ్వు బ్రౌన్ అవునమ్మా అదే తీసాను బ్లాక్ బ్రౌన్ కలర్ బ్యాగ్ తీసి పెట్టావు కదా దాన్ని తీసి పెట్టావా బ్యాగ్కి ఆ బ్రౌన్ బ్యాగ్ కనిపించలేదు ఆ బ్రౌన్ బ్యాగ్ కనిపించలేదు తీసాను పెద్ద బ్రౌన్ కలర్ బ్యాగ్ ఉంది మనం కొత్త బ్యాగ్ I'm very, very sorry for this disturbance. Okay, where did I stop? Okay, about Salt Act 1882. So during 1930, in protest of Salt Act 1882, which forbade Indians from making their own salt, Gandhiji led a 200-mile march from his ashramam in Ahmedabad to the coastal town of Dundee, also in Gujarat. When he arrived at Dundee, Gandhiji knelt down and symbolically picked up a piece of natural unprocessed salt from the shore. So, so when he reached to that place, he has picked up a salt, natural unprocessed salt from the shore. Thereby, thereby, thereby violating British rule, he marched he marched, received widespread support across India, inspiring thousands of Indians. So he has walked thousands of hundred of miles. So this inspired all the Indians to follow this example of non-violence, civil disobedient. British authorities arrested more than 100,000 protesters, including Gandhiji himself, but were forced to release Gandhiji and other Indian leaders to nego- negotiate an end to protect. So they were doing all this, they were doing all this. So the Britishers got angry and they have arrested Gandhiji. Okay, they arrested Gandhiji and some of the Indian leaders. So later they have released Gandhiji. So during 1932 in Gandhiji's life, what has happened after once again being imprisoned by the British authorities? So Gandhiji was arrested by the British authorities. So once again being imprisoned by British authorities, Gandhiji began his fast until death. So he started fasting. Gandhiji has started fasting, means he hasn't ate anything till his death. This is done because to protect the British proposal to separate electionate for the untouchable caste, means some of the caste people are avoided. So to remove this partiality, he has done fasting. The fast ended when India and British leaders came together to negotiate a settlement where, whereby all Indians would be to included in the same electionate, regarded regardless of their place in Hindu society. Although he was criticized by some, especially those who saw Indian independence as the most important issue at hand. Gandhiji undertook another fast to purify his blood. British authorities, nervous that he would not survive another fast, released him from custody. So the British government have noticed that Gandhiji cannot do any more fast. So they have released from custody. So and now during 1933, Gandhiji Gandhi was largely absent for national politics for the next 7 years. So politics has been taking place and Gandhiji was absent. I think um, due to his health, he was absent for national politics for next 7 years. He spent his time visiting. Okay, he has spent his time visiting villages throughout India. So he has not Gandhiji haven't attended any politics during the next 7 years. So during this time, he has visited many villages throughout India, speaking about the mistreatment of the untouchables, women and children, and campaign for better and more pragmatic education in rural areas. Some of the rural areas till now, education will be less. So he has developed them, means he has taught them about the untouchables, women and children, and campaign about the for better and more education. And he has discussed about the education, that education must be given to the rural areas also. Hello. 55. అవును. కరెక్ట్. చాలా. అవును. సరిపోయింది. కరెక్టే. కరెక్ట్. కరెక్ట్. హలో. 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 కరెక్టే. హలో. హలో. Okay. Okay, as I told you that Gandhiji was absent for the next 7 years because he went visiting these places to spread about education. Okay, during this has happened during 1933. So after 7 years in 1940, with the eruption of World War II in 1939, Gandhiji soon returned to active politics. So in 1940, he has again returned back to politics. Great Britain had involved India in war. So, World War II, Great Britain has involved India in the war without its consent, and British authorities began to strictly censor criticism of the war. In response to British censorship, Gandhiji launched another Satyagraha campaign, resulting in the arrest of thousands of protesters. So many of the protesters were arrested. So for that, he has started again Satyagraha campaign. He has started another Satyagraha campaign. Okay. In 1942, Gandhiji launched uh, what what became known as Gandhiji launched what became known as Quit India movement. So he has started Quick India movement. Quick India movement in the year 1942. The Indian Nation Congress passed the Quit India resolution demanding that British recognize Indian independence. In support of the resolution, Gandhiji launched his last national wide Satyagraha campaign along with the other Indians. This was the last Satyagraha he has done, Gandhiji. Gandhiji was arrested and imprisoned. Gandhiji was sent to jail again in the year 1942 when he was doing Quit India movement. Okay. During 1945, at the end of the World War II, at the end of 1945, World War II has ended. The Labour Party came into power in Britain. Wary of war and empire, Labour politics worked with Indian leaders to establish India as an independent state. So all of them has fought to make India a separate state. Okay. In 1946, in 1946, with the uncertainty of an independent India on the horizon, tensions between Hindu and Muslim leaders began to increase. So during 1946, all the Hindus and the Muslims leaders tension has begun. Okay, both Hindu and Muslim feared that they they would not receive adequate representation in the new Indian government. So Hindus and Muslims got frightened that they won't be allowed in the new Indian government. Violent conflict erupted across India between Muslim and Hindus. Both sides were unwilling to compromise and talk between about the division of India into two states, one controlled by Muslim and the other controlled by the Hindus. Gandhi, who had long urged the Indian people to cast aside their religion and ethnic differences, faced the reality of India divided along religious lines. Okay, next, 1947. On August 14th, India had declared its independence, as all of us know. The country was partitioned into two separate states, India with a largely Hindu population and Pakistan with a largely Muslim population. Okay, so there are Hindus and Muslims, as we said before. So I have said that both of them were in a tension whether what will happen. So as we got independence on August 14th, so what has happened? They have partitioned into, means they have separated into two groups. One is one is with the Hindu population and one is with Muslim population. And India is with the Hindu population and Pakistan is with the Muslim population. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first president of India. During that time, Jawaharlal Nehru was the first president. President at that time. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the Muslim leader who has petitioned for the formation of Pakistan's, means for the Hindus population, Jawaharlal Nehru was the president, and for the Muslims, Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the president, was the Muslim leader for the Pakistanis. Pakistan became Government General of Pakistan. Partition launched one of the largest human magistration in history, with over 10 million people forced to relocate. Okay, okay. Next, 1948, on Jan 30th, 3038, Gandhiji was assassinated. As we know, we still now celebrate Gandhiji's death anniversary. That is on January 30th, 1948. Was assassinated by the Hindu rationalist. Shot three times in. Okay, they have shot Gandhiji on the chest, and Gandhiji died at the age of 98. Okay, the legacy of Gandhiji. More than 50 years after his death, Gandhiji is still remembered for his legendary Satyagraha campaign. As we all remember Gandhiji for his legendary Satyagraha campaign and his philosophy of his non-violence resistance. Gandhiji philosophy has inspired many of the most famous resistance movement of the 20th century. Okay, as we all still remember what all Gandhiji have done for the nation. So Gandhiji was shot on his chest and he has died at the age of 78 at a way. Okay, so these all has happened in the life of Gandhiji from the time of his birth till his death. Time of his death, these all the incidents that has taken place. Okay, I hope so. I have explained it well and hope so it is understandable. I am very sorry for the inconvenience in between going up and down, and I thank all the subscribers. If anybody missed to watch the new uploaded videos, please continue watching my channel. Okay, I end up for today. Thank you for your precious time for spending with me. Thank you all friends. Bye.